How come you get to have that? How come you get to have that and I don't? What are you talking about? Do you know how long I worked to get this reward? Like, and achieve this? Do you know what I've had to work through and do consistently for days, months, and years to get to this achievement? What do you mean, why do I get this? What do you mean? Obviously, I've been through a lot more than you. And obviously, I've experienced things that you haven't. And I decided that my experiences are worse than yours. Obviously. I obviously deserve what you receive for a reward. No, I haven't actually done anything behind the scenes to get the opportunity to retain my own form of a reward, but I want yours because obviously you haven't been through what I've been through, so I deserve it more than you. And no, I don't want to actually put the work in on myself to attain my own rewards. If I see you get something, I just want what you have. Because obviously, I just want to take what's easy access for me because I don't want to have to do the work on myself in order to attain my own reward. That's just too traumatic for me. I'd rather just make an excuse that it's too traumatic for me to work through, and I'd rather just take what I see someone else is getting, or at least make them feel enough shame to guilt them into giving me what they have, or at least a part of it. Because I don't believe that you deserve to keep that all to yourself. I believe that you need to give it to me, or at least a percentage to me, but I don't believe you deserve it at all. I believe that I deserve actually all of it. And I'm supposed to be your friend. You should be thinking about me and what I've been through, no matter how much work you've put on yourself. I know that you invited me here to celebrate you, but I'm here to let you know that that belongs to me. Even if you did work to earn it, I deserve it more than you. My hardships triumph yours. My traumatic experiences, in my mind, triumph yours. That should be justification enough. So hand it over. You're entitled, aren't you? You're very entitled. Oh my. Why didn't I see this in you before? You were probably disguising it with a mask very well. Your mask seemed to only come off when I finally achieved something that you wanted. However, all the other times, you came and showed up in the connection like you were supportive of me, but apparently you just exposed to me that anything that I've worked towards achieving, you feel entitled to it. How did I not see this before? And what kind of stupid game was created to where we have to compare traumas in order to determine who's worthy of a reward that someone receives if they've actually worked for it? Who came up with that stupid ideology exactly? Because from what I understand, those kinds of mental guidelines are usually created by a lot of people with wounded egos that run their own personal lives because they still have not done anything to progress beyond their own suffering that they still choose to live in mentally and emotionally. And because they still choose that, they project their suffering by taking from others that choose to live beyond their pain and suffering by choosing to work through it. Well, well, well. I don't think I would have ever guessed that the moment I receive a reward and I invite you, you would end up being the person that wanted to take what I earned from me, or feel entitled to having access to it just because you had a different life than me. Wow. You were a hidden enemy and hater the whole time. I didn't see this coming at all. Is this why you were asking so many questions about my life and who I am and what I've been through? Were you mentally calculating this to decide why I would or would not be worthy of something that I would eventually obtain and attain as a reward for my work? Which means, were you more obsessed with me and what I was up to more than working on your own personal life and yourself? This is a big pill for me to swallow. Holy shit. Wow, I was clearly blind. Everything was clearly fake between us. And now you're entitling yourself to something I've earned and using an ideology of comparing trauma to do it. And attempting to use and exploit my empathetic, compassionate, and humanitarian side I share with you in order to shame me into sharing it with you or giving it to you because of your sense of entitlement and arrogance. Okay. Well, I can guarantee you're not getting shit from me. Matter of fact, I don't want to be around you anymore. I didn't see this coming, but I don't want you in my life ever again, actually. And I need to grieve this connection because this is hurtful. If you were a real friend, you'd give me space to be able to express myself and allow me to feel entitled to your wins, just like how if I was winning, I'd want to make sure you feel included as well. Like, if you were a real friend, you would understand that I'm just expressing my feelings and I deserve a space to express them. Even if I'm letting you know that I feel entitled to something you have. Obviously, you earned it, but I know I want it. And so I'm just expressing that to you. Why would it mean that I'm an enemy to you? Don't I mean anything to you? Why would you now want to just stop being my friend? Obviously, I'm just being myself. And how could you say that to me? You're making me emotional. What are you talking about? You're entitling yourself to something I earned as a reward. And you're trying to guilt trip me by telling me all the traumatic experiences you've been through to attempt to indirectly and covertly convince me that you deserve a part of my accomplishments when you have done zero work on yourself to attain your own personal rewards for yourself. All the work I did to attain the rewards I've gotten so far, you're entitling yourself to it and getting upset at me for obtaining it and attaining it successfully instead of celebrating me. And instead of being inspired by me, you want to shame me until I give you something from what I've gained. Or else I'm apparently not a good person in your eyes if I'm not compensating for where you're not showing up for yourself on an emotional level, because clearly you're jealous and envious of me for doing the very thing you're too scared to do for yourself, which is to face your pain and your suffering and work through it instead of continuing to live in it. And obviously, as you see me gaining rewards for working through my own, you're projecting your lack of initiative on yourself towards me by entitling yourself to something you haven't earned for yourself and wanting me to feel sorry for you enough to give you something that doesn't belong to you, but you are still entitling yourself to it. That is insanity. There is no way that is a friendship. That is a transactional connection with unspoken expectations, with a hint of not only entitlement but jealousy and envy masked with an idea of endearment, of caring for someone in order to linger with them until they gain a reward you want a piece of. You basically nurtured your deceitful tactics with an energy of love to manipulate the connection with me to allow it to linger as long as it did until you had the opportunity to gain a piece of a reward that I earned on my own through my hard work and dedication to my inner guidance and my inner guidance system that you still haven't started with yourself. But you're upset with me. That's insanity. I don't owe you anything. I don't owe you anything other than a human decency. And I'm now even questioning that with the way that you're entitling yourself to my accomplishments. Wow. I've been blind this whole time. Look, if I cry in front of you, will you then believe me? I mean, they may not be real tears, they may be crocodile tears, but I can make them look genuine. And hopefully then you'll believe me so that you can take my word for it instead of continuously exposing the dark side of me that I'm still not facing within myself that burdens other people with my traumatic experiences because I'm busy projecting it onto people that are gaining rewards that I want a piece of because I'm still too busy avoiding myself and not facing my own personal issues in order to be able to eventually attain my own rewards. So if I cry right now, will you begin to have empathy and compassion for me so that I can get something from you? And then we can forget this conversation ever happened. And then I can find an excuse to eventually tell you that I didn't mean anything I said, and we can continue as if this never happened. Let me know. I will still feel entitled to your rewards, though. But I think I'm gonna find another covert way to attempt to guilt trip you into giving me what I want, because I'm always gonna feel entitled to what you have until I finally face myself, which will likely never happen until you're likely out of my life. But even if you're out of my life, I may find somebody else to do this too until life teaches me a lesson. And even then, who knows when that'll happen, right? So, can we go back to acting like this never happened? That'd be great. Just let me know. Wow. You must really think I'm that gullible, too. Wow. Obviously, the answer is no. Now, please, before you annoy me, please leave. Matter of fact, let me get the door for you, and I'm gonna lose the key when I close it.